monster. There he is, folks. Robert Whittaker.
You either fight your heart out or you quit. And I'm anything but a quitter. I think my journey into professional fighting and combat sports in general, it was more of an identity thing because I was very insecure about being a Hauser. So I looked to change my identity by becoming a fighter. I want to be Rob the fighter, not Rob the Hauser. And that's what drove me to fighting, but as well as a natural disposition towards fighting. Like I like combat.
And it's Whittaker with hands and fists of fury. Oh, a great uppercut to end it. On board with CFC as Robert Whittaker goes to work on Richard Walsh.
You fight not expecting a second because you need to go in there willing to die, willing to give everything to the fight, to give everything for that win. There's no quit because when you're fighting someone, or in my mentality, when I'm fighting someone, that's it. There's just me or him. To lose is to die.
What a victory on debut for 18-year-old Robert Whittaker.
For Team UK, I've chosen to fight is Luke Newman. And from Team Australia, we're going to go Richard Whittaker. Robert. My bad. Robert. Sorry, bud.
I'm Robert Whittaker. I come from Sydney, Australia, and I'm a welterweight. I'm here to become the ultimate fighter. This is an opportunity to make fighting my career. I'm here to show the world my fighting prowess. I don't really like to say I have any weaknesses because anything I'm not good at, I can grow and adjust to pretty quickly. I like striking a lot. I like striking on the ground. I punch from awkward angles. It's like doing damage.
All I can see is 25 G's in Robert's bank account. I'm telling you now, that's 25 G's in your bank account, boy. I know you are. Bro.
You got a really good chance winning this fight.
It's 100% chance, man. Can't get any more than that, brother. Can't get any more than that.
Let's rock this, come on!
There we go, dude. Let's go, Rob.
For the winner of the Smashes welterweight final from Sydney, Australia, Robert Whittaker!
Ariel Helwani post-fight at UFC 160 alongside Robert Whittaker, who just stopped Colton Smith in the third round. And Robert, it seemed like Colton disagreed with the stoppage. What do you think of it?
I think all fighters disagree with the stoppage, but the refs are in there to do their job, and he called it when he thought fit, and I'm thankful for that.
You know, it was interesting. In the first round, he dropped you. You came back and looked very dominant in the second and third rounds. How did you turn things around? Did your corner tell you anything about him that led to you dominating him and eventually finishing him?
We knew the game plan. I knew I had my left hand low, and that was part of the strategy. I knew I was in a danger of that overhand right the whole time. He shocked me more than rattled me with that, with the one that landed in the first. And my corner just said, "You're doing right. Keep an eye on that overhand and you continue what you're doing."
Colton Smith's corner said you can't chase him with your hands down. Let's work some angles and pressure him. We're seeing cardio.
Big left hook there by Whittaker. Colton got tagged.
here by Whittaker. Colton's in desperation mode here.
Colton is getting hit as he goes.
Yeah, that's a big one. That was a big left hook right there. He walked right into it.
Blood under the eye.
And again, another big shot by Whittaker. Whittaker is starting to have his way with Colton Smith. Nasty uppercuts here by Whittaker. Colton's in trouble, Mike. He's
15
getting busted
seconds.
up.
And a left hand that connects.
Whittaker turning on
Whittaker
here.
swarming.
Whittaker uncorks, perfectly timed combination. Look out again. The Whittaker makes the use of the distance so well.
And it is all over.
That's it.
Robert Whittaker finishes Colton Smith.
Winner by TKO, Robert Whittaker.
Looks like he's feeling the fatigue a little bit more than Thompson at the moment.
Punch out. Let's go, keep going.
You see when their hands start to drop like that, you know, it's...
He is out. He will not be getting up. And a backflip by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. His trademark move when he wins a fight.
Unbelievable roundhouse kick.
Love that, Andrew. It's time to get the body warmed up. And we're going to warm up to a game.
Thompson at high volume thus far.
Thompson is certainly the one who's mixing his techniques up more here. There's a nice jab.
Again, he dropped him. Big right
He's
here.
hurt. Whittaker's in big trouble.
Yep. And again he connects.
He's hurt
down
bad.
again. Looking to finish a fight. Can he do it here? Mario Yamasaki all over.
That's it.
It is all over.
Big win for Stephen Thompson.
You know, normally 8 weeks out, I'm absolutely suffering already and freaking out about the weigh-in, trying to get my weight to, you know, plausible cutting levels. But yeah, you know, it's been completely different. I've been eating a lot more, had a lot more output from my training. I definitely improved my game, but you know, where I was gaining in physical attributes, I was losing in the mental battle. I think my chin's durability has increased, you know, with the more weight, less water loss to the brain. You know, everything, like all green lights. I'm looking forward to it. I always love slugging it out. I'm not afraid to get hit, so let's have some fun.
Muscles, making the punches cumbersome. Yeah. Oh, he goes down with a knee. He goes down with a knee.
That is it. Robert Whittaker. Down for that slick left hook. He throws it. Remember, there it is. Two only knockdowns for Whittaker. Come on, to go. Robert Whittaker. Whittaker with the biggest win of his career tonight to come in.
Scrambling, he's rushing forward.
This place is deafening. Whittaker with a head kick.
And his bench is standing. On the Christoffer Whittaker.
There goes Johnson. Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker, huge right hand.
Robert Whittaker. His feints, his quickness, he hurt him again with that uppercut.
Oh, head kick from Whittaker.
Wild left hand, no knees or front. He's hurt.
Head kick for Whittaker, follows it up with a straight right. Oh, Souza's in trouble here. Whittaker trying to get the ground and pound going. Oh, Whittaker pulling it off now.
How is
And new undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world.
Have you spoken to George St. Pierre since the fight?
No, George St. Pierre, we're talking today.
Do you think there's a chance he vacates that belt and goes to 170? Or I mean, there's a lot of monsters in that division.
I don't want to hear that. That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear he's going to defend his 85-pound title.
I mean, we've kind of been circling this ever since he won the fight. But what happens if he comes and says, it's too big. They're too big. I can't do it. I don't want to do it.
I'm going to be super pissed. And I don't know where we go from there.
Again, this the semifinals to decide who will advance to the gold medal. And Yoel Romero, silver medalist in the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney. He's been a 4-time world medalist, was a world champion in 1999. He's 27 years of age, and this is a matchup that many have been anticipating. Great exchange of technique and power here, Jeff.
Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, by way of Pinar del Rio, Cuba, presenting the 2000 Olympics freestyle wrestling silver medalist and the #1 ranked middleweight contender in the world, Yoel, Soldier of God,
Ay, escucha mi salsa ahora. Ahora estamos gozando. Para bailar, para gozar. Qué rico está. Escucha mi salsa buena. Ahí donde traemos la salsa buena. Es la verdad. Ahora estamos gozando hasta la mañana. Bueno, mira, escucha ahora.
Yoel Romero is 185. Are you fucking kidding me? He's one of the most impressive physical specimens I've ever been in front of. I mean, phenomenal wrestler, talented fighter, all the above, but just his physique. Like, he just looks like a superhero. He doesn't look like a real person. Here's the thing, crazy Cuban genetics.
I believe in God. He is my power. Él es mi robo. Nobody's like him. Ahorita se llama Jesus Christ. Nobody's like him. Robert Whittaker is the man. I am the man too. Soldier of God, man.
We got a fantastic card for you folks for the interim middleweight title. Introducing Robert Whittaker and his opponent, Yoel Romero.
It's time! 5 rounds for the interim UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, Robert the Reaper Whittaker. And now introducing his opponent, Yoel, Soldier of God, Romero.
Zeno, we got over the rules in the back. I want you to protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard and fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now. Good luck to both of you.
The wait for this one ends here. Yoel Romero, Robert Whittaker for the UFC's interim middleweight championship. Whittaker with the nation on his shoulders, trying to come through. He is in the blue trunks. Yoel Romero in red. Hook kick. And Whittaker nearly made him pay with a counter right shot here from Romero. Whittaker goes down.
Sacrifices top position because he just postures up and throws bombs. Here he tried to keep on, but that's a big mental win for Robert Whittaker.
Tried flying knee. Look at this. Wow. Whittaker with a takedown defense. Sensational.
Excellent hips there, somehow getting his legs back under him.
He's said in the past, no better place to break my hand than the octagon.
It may just be a pain thing and not a stability thing, in which case it makes sense. He's put a lot of pressure on Romero here.
Oh!
He clipped him.
Big left hand lands for Whittaker. See if he can follow it up here.
takedown to try and win this round. He controlled the beginning of it.
Not sure if he dropped Romero there, but he stunned him with a right. Jabs Romero while Yoel
caught him with that left.
Man, beautiful left hand.
Oh, he rocked him. You can see how labored it was.
And he's failing miserably.
Stuffed the shot, landed a beautiful knee.
Look how sloppy that attempt is. He's exhausted.
Good jab by Whittaker right there.
Romero able to duck underneath that.
Beautiful knee.
Faked the right hand, came up the middle of the ring.
Oh, he tagged him. He's hurt.
You feel the tension here inside the T-Mobile Arena.
Body work from Whittaker right now. If I'm in his corner, I'm screaming, attack the body.
Oh! That front kick to the body's money.
Romero has been cut twice in this round, once courtesy of a knee.
This really is who wants it most. These guys are beat down. I mean, he's got an iron chin. The only guy who ever really stunned them in the octagon is Tim Kennedy.
Outstanding groundwork from Whittaker down the stretch. Stand and cheer, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Whittaker and Yoel Romero go the distance in this UFC Interim Middleweight Championship fight tonight in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Both fighters seem to think they have done enough.
What do you think, Bryce Dan?
You know, I feel like Robert Whittaker did enough to win the last 3 rounds. Thought he dropped the first 2, but, you know, you just never know. Just like the co-main event.
Yeah.
For the winner by unanimous decision and new interim UFC middleweight champion of the world, Robert the Reaper Whittaker.
I'm here with the new interim middleweight champion of the world, Robert Whittaker. First of all, Robert, how does it feel to hear that?
Yeah, that was the most agonising 15 seconds announcement I've ever had. It was tooth and nail there, but it's unbelievable.
Congratulations on a fantastic performance. It was an honor to call the fight. You are the new interim champion. Congratulations, sir. Robert Whittaker, ladies and gentlemen.
George St. Pierre has vacated his middleweight title, making Robert Whittaker the official champion. Yeah, well, it'd be great to see Bobby Knuckles defend the belt against Luke Rockhold at UFC 221. That should be a really fun matchup.
Oh! That's
Romero
it!
with a knockdown! Yoel Romero has done it! Romero knocks Luke Rockhold out cold.
We talk about the explosiveness. We talk about the power. He proves he can do it again. And he is still down. Great shot.
This is one of the most incredible athletes you will ever see. Romero trying to show Rockhold some respect. Luke doesn't really know where he is yet, I wouldn't think. But Yoel Romero, folks, 8th UFC knockout in 9 wins, and perhaps not the time, I wouldn't think, to be talking to Luke right now.
No, not necessarily. He's upset, but anyone who fights Yoel Romero, you don't know when it's coming, but it is.
This one was amazing. This fight right here in November, Madison Square Garden, Chris Weidman versus Jacare Souza. It felt like the fight was fought in a phone booth, the entire fight. It literally felt like they were going back and forth in a phone booth. In the end, Jacare wins the fight. That was amazing. I couldn't blink throughout the entire fight. But in the end, I go back to Robert Whittaker versus Yoel Romero 2. I feel like people sleep on this one because Romero missed weight ever so slightly before the fight. Hogwash. Go back and watch it. It was unbelievable. Romero knocked Whittaker down in the 3rd. He knocked him down in the 5th. He took him down in the end. Somehow, Whittaker pulled it off with a broken hand. Romero broke his orbital bone, hasn't fought since. That was an amazing fight. That was one of the best middleweight fights that I've ever seen. Back and forth. Again, it felt like they were throwing axes at each other. It was incredible. That's my fight of the year, and I love it. And I watched it again today, and I couldn't get enough.
Got an idea.
Side kick. A lot of Romero's finishes have materialized late. The UFC record 6 third-round knockouts.
Woo!
a little more efficient with his pace.
Yeah, he's fighting very strange. And you got to wonder how compromised he is by that weight cut. Robert Whittaker's corner.
Sleep on this guy. Don't think he's weak or compromised.
Live on Fox Sports Go in Canada. You can find it on TSN, Joe. And Jimmy on that right eye. Nearly shut.
Looks almost closed. But also depth perception. Once it's gone, it's hard to get. Especially something he doesn't need great depth perception to do. Explode off of produces. Looks like a jab. Not even a big shot. Just the placing was right.
Romero's landed a few significant strikes here.
Nice inside trip. Not getting it.
All right, right into the blue corner.
There were reports saying that Rockhold said when he fought him, he felt like he was kicking and punching concrete. I 100% can verify that. This time around when I was fighting him, the punches and kicks, I was calf kicking him clean, and my foot was coming back sore. You know, it looked like I was hurting myself more than hitting him than he was getting hit. So yeah, he's a tough guy. He was a very tough guy.
It's still a big problem, though. Oh! Robert Whittaker wants revenge for that jacked up knee.
Great kick. Look at this switch right through the center. I think Robert Whittaker's fighting with much less fear of the takedown.
Whittaker forced a retreat here.
Desperation time now. Trying to take down the Olympian, the Olympic silver medals with a single leg. You know he is hurt when he's going that Kimura trap. Champ's in big trouble.
A definite window of opportunity for Romero. Lands an uppercut.
Absolutely rocked. You cannot doubt that at all. He's hitting some big shots.
Over 3 minutes, still staying on top of the ball.
Only Robert Whittaker knows how badly he was hurt. How much he's gone back. Nice spinning elbow. That body lock here for 2 minutes to go around. We need a medic for Joe Rogan. We're not going to stop watching. Yeah, no way. Wow. Left hand for Romero. Whittaker's got to move his head and survive another minute and a half. He needs that minute, in my opinion. Oh! He is hurt. Oh! Romero with punches and punches here. Whittaker forced to circle out. This is crazy. One of the best rounds of the year to date, and there's still a minute to go. Both of these fighters refusing to go down. Somehow they're staying on their feet. Halftime exhaustion. Whittaker goes down, now back up. I know Romero's tired, but personally, rather be tired than rocked. Stuns Robert Whittaker rolling round 3. The corners have some work to do. Managed the swelling under Romero's eye well, not nearly the factor it was earlier. Triple jab there from Whittaker. Once again, you got to wonder about that right hand.
Whittaker did throw that right hand over the top, but low in volume.
Not there.
He's a wrestler of the highest caliber.
And how many he attempted in the first fight? Same opponent. Totally different physical strategy.
Just 6 total strikes landed for Romero in this round. His corner. Big right from Romero. Final seconds here in this 4th round. Just keeps on coming.
Every time Romero hits him, he hurts him.
Like that.
Bo Jackson, you owe Romero.
Yeah, there you go. That's the list right there. Walker, maybe. Yeah,
you know, you guys are freaks. That's what this guy is.
Yeah, he's a freak amongst freaks. Jan Bergliotta's getting a workout here tonight, too.
Trouble here. Romero trying to capitalize.
Might be over.
Whittaker in real trouble. Just over 3 minutes to go.
Incredible.
How about the fortitude and toughness for Whittaker trying to stay in this fight?
Oh, big elbow. Big knee rather.
Robert Whittaker right now is just fighting on guts and heart.
Gotta think. He's most likely behind.
Does Romero go for one final explosion for the finish?
Whittaker, push kick prevents that. Spinning attempt from Romero. Mixed martial arts, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Whittaker and Yoel Romero go the distance tonight.
Imagine. You're a top great fight. Great fight.
Robert
That was a tough fight. He hits pretty hard, mate, tell you that much. Me.
Now, what's next for you?
Robert Whittaker, that's next. That's because they say he's the undisputed champion, but I'm like, where's he been? What's he done? He's had 2 fights in 3 years. I had 6 fights in 14 months.
At the end of the day, it's a fight you're actually looking forward to.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to this fight because it's going to be the biggest fight in Australasia's history, in Oceania history.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
One of the biggest superstars on this UFC roster, top to bottom, broken native, the last style bender, and the UFC interim middleweight champion, Israel Adesanya.
I see a lot of people pointing to the Gastelum fight and saying, look, Gastelum didn't quite get it done, but he did a lot of things that Rob can do. Did you look at that fight and say, yeah, there's the spots I need?
100%. If Gastelum can do that much work, I can. You know, I like to think I've got a better skill set than Gastelum. I think I have a better skill set than Izzy. And this fight, in this atmosphere, in this arena, with these numbers, one, I'm making history, and two, this is a huge milestone for me. This is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to defend the belt here in Australia.
Robert, he does not want to let everyone down. He's in his home country. He doesn't want to let everyone down. I want to recreate what Holly Holm did in this place in 2015. I'm going to make that happen, guaranteed.
Introducing the champion, Robert the Reaper Whittaker!
Israel, Robert, you know exactly what I expect. I want you to fight hard, I need you to fight clean. When I tell you to stop, you stop. If you want to touch, now's the time. God bless.
DC, I'm just not sure there is any point of comparison in all of professional sports than the intensity of a UFC championship fight, and especially when you add this stadium backdrop.
John, even when you're in there, like when you're in there and you walk to the middle, you're like, man, this is a moment. Like this is what dreams are made of, you know? You're in there with a guy that wants to take what's yours. It's the best feeling in all of sports.
Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro by T-Mobile's knockout coverage and unlimited data. Robert Whittaker is in the black with gold trim. Israel
30. It can't look too clean. Adesanya's wrestling has improved a ton, John, so it may be discouraging for guys to try to take him down at this point. Watching how calm Adesanya is when Whittaker's throwing everything with so much heat is crazy. about Robert Whittaker, though.
Is that the end of the round? Okay, that was the horn. Okay.
Oh my goodness, I thought the fight was
huge knockdown. Mark Goddard obviously heard the horn. I did not.
I was just about to say, a big action could win you the round. And that action right there, before the horn or after, will stick with the judges. And I believe Israel Adesanya won that first round. Big moment for the interim champion.
Well, perhaps that knockdown happened right on the horn.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear it, but I mean, it's very loud up in here, so it might have been right after.
Don't switch off.
All right, we are going to listen back to the end of the round.
But big moment for the interim champion.
Horn sounded a lot louder on the replay than in real time. Yeah. Second round underway now. We'll see the extent to which Robert Whittaker is compromised after a big moment for the last style bender to close round one.
It's because he's lunging in there. He's not taking his time. I think he watched Gastelum and saw the good that Gastelum was doing. But you got to remember, Gastelum took a lot of damage.
Stiff jab from Whittaker, backs out Adesanya up, and now a right hand from Bobby Knuckles. Beautiful jab from the last style bender.
Not going far away from Whittaker, but just enough to reestablish him taking the center of the octagon. Hurt him again with that hook. Yeah, right hook counter every time Robert jumps in there. That right landing, beautiful.
Partially blocked.
But I mean, that one still landed though. He's got Whittaker hurt.
2 minutes have gone by here in round two, and if you know Adesanya, you know he's not going to force the finish. Beautiful body work now from Adesanya.
He's starting to feel himself now. He's starting to get into his flow. Then it's not good for Robert Whittaker.
Whittaker with a pretty good combination, not a ton of sting on it.
Well, Israel's rolling there, so nothing's landing.
Adesanya effectively attacks that lead leg of Robert Whittaker now. Left hook is there for the Reaper. Whittaker dealing with some blood coming out of that nose, goes high with the kick. Adesanya easily backs up out of harm's way. Pretty good right hand counter there for Whittaker.
The quickness of Adesanya to evade these high kicks. Hands down, just leaning back out of the range of those kicks. He's got to be very careful.
Declaring the winner by knockout, and now the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, the last style bender, Israel Adesanya.
Robert Whittaker, I know it's not that easy to have a microphone in your face, but there is so much love in this building and around the world for you, and we know you'll be back strong. Any thoughts on what just transpired?
Thanks for everybody that came out today. Thanks to my family, thanks to my coaches. Honestly, this is the best I've ever felt. Didn't get the W today, but I'm not going anywhere.
All class, we appreciate you, sir. There he is, folks. Robert Whittaker.
To lose on that scale obviously sucked extra, but I guess there was a lot of things going on at the time that needed to be addressed anyways, which was kind of like an accumulative effect on how I was feeling. Then straight after that fight, I went on a break. I had a break away from the game and the sport. I was burnt out from the game, if you would. Before that fight, but I still went through with it and everything like that. So I needed to address some things, a lot of things, after that fight, and the loss kind of was the catalyst for all of it. The way I was training wasn't healthy for my body, the way I was feeling. I felt like there needed to be little changes. For about 5 years, I was doing the same program, but I'm not the same person as I was 5 years ago. So you have to change, and the training has to change with me, with my aging body and with my mental state and with my family life. Things had to change, and all of it needed to be addressed for me to move forward productively and happily. You know, I wasn't happy. I think that's a key point, was that I wasn't happy training, spending time in the gym and preparing for this fight. And I feel happiness is one of the most important things you need when you're working and training, preparing for a fight. So I had to find the fun. I had to bring it back, and I had to find the fun in the process. And, I feel like I've done that.
He's back, the former champ, Robert the Reaper Whittaker, the #1 contender, took a break from October 2019, needed that break to reassess, but Paul, here he is, rejuvenated, revitalized, and on a quest to get his title back.
Yeah, you see that Whittaker, normally he's pounding his chest, and he gave a little bump, looked at the camera and let everybody know he's there. But this one's for him, to get back in there, just to hunt that title again, to have that drive again, that hunger. You can see it in these guys, and that's what it's all about.
As we see Robert Whittaker taking a slow march up into the octagon. Lovely bow. It's great to have him back. That's more like it.
There he is.
Two big alpha males in that octagon. This stemmed back from last year. Robert question mark from Darren Till. We're nearly there.
Touch gloves, let's do it.
All of the memes, all of the fight talk, it is done. When they squared off yesterday, Till said to him, ready for this? War, let's do it. And right now, they're gonna do it. Former champion, Robert Whittaker. 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division.
I certainly think he can start to clinch and work Darren Till up against the fence.
That was such a clash. I didn't really know what happened there.
I wasn't sure whether that was a clean shot or whether it was just a stumble.
As we see, Whittaker's looking to climb up, but
nice work. Till's up to his feet.
Something happened to the eye of Darren Till.
I think he's going to draw him in and try and catch him with that elbow. Very cautious, both of these guys. trying to hit the elbow again.
Oh, and he follows it up. He's got some big hits coming off here. Meeting of minds now. As we see Robert Whittaker changing things up, or mixing things up, I should say. It was a rallying call out of the Till corner. He's really there.
Right now, he wants his fight going.
He's picked him up there. Really great time from Whittaker. It is.
The Reaper Whittaker!
It's a big win for Robert the Reaper Whittaker, the former champ.
I want to know where they're going, Dan. We got to find where they're going and hanging out after camp. Just a beautiful performance.
Showed his championship credentials tonight, Dan.
It was that combination, Jack. Right? He went away and he actually got better. But look at Jared Cannonier.
Whittaker certainly expended a lot of energy on offense trying to put Cannonier away. Somehow, some way, Jared has survived. Now Cannonier here with Whittaker. Wow.
For the winner, by unanimous decision, Robert the Reaper Whittaker!
What was the mentality then like? Now that this would be a second occasion of obviously becoming champion?
Honestly, I'm much better now. You know, I'm a much more complete form.
Wow! Look at that. That's his best combination. The 1-2 and the right high kick afterwards. And he needs it. Obviously throwing in those head kicks. Fresh right now. Yeah, but that was a nice start. Went for the single leg, landed an elbow.
Man, that caught the chin, that front kick.
By unanimous decision, Robert the Reaper Whittaker!
The Reaper's in the house, Robert Whittaker, with Israel being the champion at the moment, obviously a guy that you've been in with previously. How do you look back at that fight? And is that one in your mind that you think, I wouldn't mind having another crack at that one?
No, I want to, regardless of losing the belt or not, I want to have a crack at him because I lost to him.
Yeah.
I'm a fighter at heart, and it doesn't sit well with me losing to anyone and just leaving it on that. And I want to run it back just for that sole reason. I understand he's a hard fight. Especially in his last fight, he looked phenomenal. But that's what I want to do. I want to run that back. I see myself as a warrior, as a fighter, if we were back a long lag, I'd be in the front line, I'd be a foot soldier, I'd be a gladiator, I'd be a slave, I'd be fighting something, because that's just who I am, and I believe I was born like that. I'm in the fight game to fight. I just want to give my all, and I want to display my skill set to the best of its ability. That's a big thing. I just want to perform. I want to just display the hard work that I put in. With or without the title, I am who I am. My ultimate objective is to build a legacy, being the best fighter there ever was. It's a journey thing. My goal wasn't to be champion, it's to be the best in the world. If that comes with medals and medallions and prizes and titles, then I'm happy for it. But my goal is to be the best fighter in the world that has ever lived.